Hello everyone and welcome to Momentum channel and another weekly portfolio update video. In this video, I wanted to walk you through the latest update with my portfolio consisting of active and passive investing in the stock market, the dividend income that I earned this week and how I earned over $240 just in dividend income this week alone, as well as the stock purchases and buys we had this week. So without any further ado, let's get into it. First, let's take a look at the active investing portfolio that I have with Wealthsimple Trade. As you can see here, we have the personal account that has the 1 week return of negative. Well, this week wasn't the best week, but as a 1 month return, we have positive, and all time we are seeing a 16% return for this portfolio. As for the tax-free savings account or TFSA, all-time return of 17%, but the 1 week return was negative, showing a 2.64 negative percent return. And moving on to our RSP account, barely a negative response for performance for this week. But in terms of the all-time return, we are seeing a 73% return overall. Let's take a look at the buys that we had on this account. What stocks we actually went ahead and bought this past week between 22nd and 28th of June. You could see here, we bought a number of shares. Most importantly, we bought 2 shares of Pfizer, which is a pharmaceutical company, and really the attempt here is to take advantage of the dollar cost averaging. Pfizer is one of those pharmaceutical companies that I have a strong belief in, and based on my research, and we've done a past video on pharmaceutical companies, I've been adding to my positions with Pfizer. We also bought 1 share of PIMCO, as well as a share of RioCan Real Estate Investing. We also bought 1 share of Verizon and 1 share of Skyworks Solutions. You could see here on the screen different purchase prices that we had. A number of these ones, of course, are in US dollars. That's why I wanted to show you also the purchase price in the US dollars by clicking onto these accounts. Let's take a look at the dividend income. On our active portfolio, we only earned 89 cents in Canadian dollars dividend income from Qualcomm, which is a semiconductor company and one of those companies that I have in my portfolio. We didn't have any stocks to sell this past week. And this is an overview of overall how our accounts are doing and the total value of these portfolio for our active investing account. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the passive investing portfolio that I have with Wealthsimple. Here's an account that we have with Wealthsimple Invest. Before I show you the overall size of the portfolio, I want to get started with the dividend income on this account. This past week, in fact, on June 23rd, we got extensive amount of dividend earned into this portfolio, which is just incredible. In fact, we earned $241 plus in this account itself this past week on June 23rd. You would notice the breakdown of these dividends and which exchange traded funds actually earned us these dividend incomes. So these dividends came from a number of exchange traded funds that we have on this portfolio, including EMV, which is iShares Edge MSCI Minimal Volatility Emerging Markets. We earned quite decent dividends. You can see here we have $2.11. We also have $37.57 for our tax-free savings account and $51.68 for our retirement savings account. Next, we earned some dividends from ACWV or iShares Edge MSCI Minimal Volatility Global ETF. We also earned some dividends from CRBN or iShares MSCI Low Carbon Target. This used to be an ETF that I had in my socially responsible account. Though recently Wealthsimple Invest has made some changes, so we don't own CRBN any longer. Nonetheless, because we owned it for a long while, the timing of Wealthsimple was perfect. In fact, they sold it at the time that we still earned the dividend for CRBN for the portion that we owned this ETF. There's another one called VIDI, VIDI, or Vident International Equity Fund. This was, again, another ETF in our socially responsible portfolio that no longer we own, but we still earn some dividend on that. And lastly, we have IEFA or the iShares Core MSCI EAFE ETF, which provides exposure to a broad range of companies in Europe, Australia, Asia, and the Far East, and earned us, as you could notice here, $81 Canadian in dividend income. All in all, this $241 earned in dividend is going to be reinvested, in fact, by Wealthsimple automatically. So that's how Wealthsimple Invest works. For those of you who are new to investing and are from UK, US, or Canada, Wealthsimple Invest might be a fabulous tool for you to look into. In fact, it makes investing so much easier. You can invest passively by as low as even $5 or even $10. My approach when investing in Wealthsimple has been investing almost on a daily basis. Doesn't matter how large or how small, I contribute to my account every day, and Wealthsimple automatically invests it based on my risk tolerance into a number of quality exchange traded funds. You could really see how by applying financial discipline and saving and investing on a continuous basis, you could grow your investment to a larger sum. For instance, for this portfolio, we started about 3 years ago from zero, and fast forward after 3 years, right now it's sitting closer to 55,000 in passive investing portfolio with Wealthsimple Invest. For those of you who are interested to get started with Wealthsimple, I have a promotion link that I will put in the description link below. Be sure to check it out. It allows you to start investing, and Wealthsimple will invest your first $10,000 free of any charges from them. Lastly, before I wrap up this video, I wanted to put things into perspective and encourage you to also get started in investing and continuing to invest. So for that, I'm referring to a calculator, financial calculator for compound interest. And this is from getsmartaboutmoney.ca. So what I did, I put my total investment with Wealthsimple Invest and Wealthsimple Trade here, the initial investment of $67,473. And I assume that even though I do not contribute to this account anymore, so let's assume, just hypothetically speaking, if I don't touch this portfolio at all and let it sit for the next several years, and I'm not going to contribute anything and I'm not going to withdraw any money from it. Now, assuming we have an interest rate of 7%, which is quite reasonable return for stock market. In fact, for S&P 500, historically speaking, and over the past 100 years, 7% is about the average return for the stock market. You could see that how this account is actually going to change over time. If we have this money invested and don't touch it for the next 30 years, the same amount of money is actually going to grow to over $500,000 in value, which is just incredible, assuming that you just invested a portion of funds into your accounts. Like in this case, after 3 years, I built it to this value, but after that, I'm not adding anything to this account, and it's already going to grow to $500,000 in value. Now let's change some numbers and see how it's going to impact the returns for us. Assuming that every month we add $1,000 to this funds that we have, how it's going to turn out after 30 years. So if after 30 years you just continue to deposit $1,000 into your account, in 30 years it's going to grow to over $1.7 million in value, which is just remarkable. Now what if I wanted to withdraw funds from this account after 20 years? And let's say after 20 years I wanted to kind of retire. Let's see how it's going to turn out. So after 20 years, if you continue with this scenario, size of portfolio getting close to $800,000 in value. You could obviously play with these numbers and have different scenarios. What happens if you deposit more money into your account, or if you get perhaps better returns for your portfolio, or you play with the years that you're allowing your income to grow. Definitely something that I think I find inspiring, and I'm hoping that also encourages you to take advantage of stock market investing as a great way to generate wealth for yourself and your families. With that being said, thank you so much guys for watching this video. I hope you found it inspiring and beneficial. If you've not done that already, please make sure to subscribe to our channel. Here on Momentum, we post weekly videos about stock market investing, finances, and personal development. And be sure to hit the like button and spread the love and financial education to the rest of the world. And it really helps the channel to grow. Thank you, and hope to see you next time.